G'day everybody, how you going today? Golly gosh, it's ridiculously good to see you. And well, AO, that is the Australian Open. And why do I have my Australian Open hat on? Well, it's because of this lens announcement right here, blowing my mind. Oh my God, Nikon, this has just come out of nowhere. It was speculated actually by me and Thomas just last week ago when I was playing with his 600mm and all of those crazy, the 400 2.8. We did speculate about this very lens here, and here it is. Let me tell you way more about what Nikon has just dropped today. Well, there it is. There's been two announcements arriving in my email, both from My Nikon Life and NPS, Nikon Professional Services. Two emails dropped pointing me to two web pages. One talking about this very item here. We have a development announcement around this 800mm f 6.3 lens, but that is not the headline, I think, for this lens. The headline is, it is a PF lens. And I've only just coincidentally handled my first PF lens just a week ago, the 500 PF, which is literally about this big. It's the most ridiculous lens I've ever held because it's so long but it's so small and so light. And here we have the very first PF lens for the Z mount. It has absolutely gorgeous industrial design. It just looks outstanding, and we can kind of tell based on the size of the mount that it's not particularly large. We don't know too much about this lens. It's a PF, it's 6.3, it's a prime, it's 800 mils. Well, and it's coming soon. I'm not 100% sure what development announcement means, but in the case of the Z9, it was half to 3/4 of a year, so it could be something like this for this as well. But gosh darn it, super exciting news for birders, wildlifes, sports, action people from all around the world. You've got this lens right here that's going to make all of those endeavors just that little bit easier. Yippee-ki-yay, Nikon. This is freaking awesome. All right, and in the next piece of news from Nikon, yes indeedy, out of absolutely nowhere, yet again, out of absolutely nowhere, we've been given this 28 to 75mm 2.8 lens. Now it's like, wow, do we need another one of those? And first off, you think, no, we probably don't. You know, we've got the 24 to 70 f4, we've got the 24 to 70 2.8s, and we've got the 24 to 120 f4. Why do we need more? But then you realize that this fits in an interesting sweet spot. Because it's a 2.8, it's only a little tiny bit narrower than a 24, but it's going to be significantly less expensive than the 24 to 70 2.8. This is a 28 to 75 2.8, and it's around half the price. I'll put the pricing down here, but it's significantly cheaper. So this sits in quite a sweet spot. And this is $1,199 US dollars or 1,599 Australian dollars. So significantly cheaper. That is about half the price of the 24 to 70 2.8 S lens. So this is really super interesting. I think that actually Nikon's got a great idea here, because you might have your entry-level users that want that larger apertured lens, but they just don't need the S-Class lens. And what we've seen is the non-S-Class lenses are awesome as well. So a really interesting idea. This perhaps might end up being a kit lens with a Z5 or a Z5 II or a Z6 III, who knows? I mean, there's so many bodies that we're going to see, I think, over the next year or two. Lots of updates for lots of different things. Let's jump on the web page and have a quick look at both of these two new exciting lenses. Okay, and here it is, the absolutely epic development announcement of the Z 800mm f 6.3 VR. So it has vibration reduction, S-Class lens, super telephoto, native for the Z mount. This is a massive deal because not only are we getting a really long Z mount lens, which is great for wildlife and birders and so on and so forth, but it's native. And not only is it native, but probably the most exciting part of all of this is it is a phase Fresnel lens. It is a PF lens. This is going to excite so many people because this lens is going to be small, not super long, and it is also going to be light. And this really does open up opportunity for Nikon photographers to have its world-class glass without needing the pack donkey to take it around as well. And if the 500mm PF is anything to go by, absolutely tiny, this lens is going to be a cracker. I cannot wait. The 28-75 2.8 and absolutely fantastic. This looks to be a real all-rounder of a lens. For starters, as usual, Nikon are really serious about suppression of focus breathing, as we can see here. What that means for those that don't know, when you change focus, the frame does not actually change size as you change focus. That's something that's important to a lot of people. Size-wise, it's a 120 mils, 120.5 mils. That would be something in the vicinity of 5 or so inches off the top of my head, and it only weighs just over half a kilogram. That makes it super light. Of course, we can get very, very close with this lens. We can get as close as 19 centimeters or 0.19 of a meter. That's extraordinary. And that also is 7 inches, 7.5 inches, somewhere around there, very close for a lens like this. And of course, it has the level of weather sealing that we would expect from a Nikon lens at this level. The lens caters to most weather conditions as you roam around the city. And it has a very quiet stepping motor, which is super fast and allows you also to have quiet focusing if you're shooting video as well. And something that I'm not aware of, I don't think I've seen this anywhere before, and if somebody can tell me where they've seen this on a Nikon lens before or anywhere else for that matter, anti-fouling coat. Now, this helps to make it easy to clean off dust and water particles. Is this a new thing? A quick overview of the technologies within aspherical lens. It is an aspherical lens. It does have the stepping motor. It's got ED glass. Again, it's an IF lens. And of course, we have our electromagnetic diaphragm mechanism. There it is. That is the new 28-75 2.8. Very exciting. And here we are in Australia. You can order it $15.99 or $1,199 US. And there it is on a Z6 II. Coming soon. Not sure when it's arriving. Doesn't say here. And if you want to have a quick look at the specifications, freeze frame that. Well, there we have it. Both of these things, as I said, have come out of nowhere before the Z9's arriving. It's pretty much rolling out around the world that it does look formally to be the 24th of December. I'm super excited about it. And, well, we've got some Z9 news coming in this space very soon. It's not clickbait. It's true. Watch this space. Not too long from now. Z9 action coming soon. And yes, I am excited. And yes, I am it's like Christmas. And when you're my age, you don't feel like it's Christmas very often. So please allow me this moment of excitement. I am super pumped. Please let me know in the comments below, would you be into the 800mm 6.3 PF? I know some people who are literally looking at their credit cards going, can I do it? Can I do it? Thomas, are you going to do it? I think you might. As well as maybe you're a 28-75 2.8, a really, really interesting lens. Very exciting. Please let me know in the comments below if you are into either of those lenses. It's been so good to see you. If this is your first time here, I would love to see you again. So please do subscribe, please share, and please like. And don't forget the calendar. I tell you order one now. It's going to get around the world. You know, January's still a great time to get a calendar. I'm not sure if you're maybe in Germany or places like that, whether they will get there before Christmas. They're only being 10 days.